We're talking about goals today. Talking about goals. When making goals or when setting goals, a lot of people tend to forget about one very important detail that I'm going to share with you in today's video. For those that don't know me, my name is Nick. I'm an independent artist with give or take 4 million monthly listeners on Spotify. And I just like to share my thoughts on how to grow as an artist. Goals are one of the most important things you can do for growth, setting goals. But oftentimes what people forget to do when setting goals or they don't think about doing is giving the goals a deadline. Because if you don't give a goal a deadline, it's just like a one day, a somehow, or a maybe. You know, it's like fairy dust in the sky. There's no real tangible thing that's holding you accountable to achieve the goal. For example, let's say I want to learn how to juggle. Very simple. I want to learn how to juggle. That's it. That's my goal. Learn how to juggle. What's making me get it done? What's making me do it? Nothing, right? And here's the thing. If you have a goal to learn how to juggle, the faster you learn how to juggle, the faster you can set another goal. It's just an analogy. It applies to music as well. But if I want to learn how to juggle and I set my deadline, learn how to juggle in the next 14 days, I'm going to learn how to juggle. Then what happens is that holds me accountable. That makes me put into action the things required to learn how to juggle. Whether that be buying juggling balls, whether that be watching YouTube videos on tutorials on how to juggle, whether that be hiring a juggling coach, whatever. You give yourself 14 days to juggle, it holds you accountable and you'll be able to juggle much faster. Same thing applies to your music career, setting your goals for those. For me, my first year in music was 2019, pursuing it as a career. And my goal that year was 10,000 Instagram followers or something very similar to that. I didn't have any streaming goals that year. My only goals were 10,000 Instagram followers and to release a song and a music video every 2 weeks. Those were my two goals. So they both had deadlines by the end of the year. They were my year goal, right? I wanted to set aside this year to get 10,000 Instagram followers and to release a song and a music video every 2 weeks. Now, the deadline for the song and music video every 2 weeks was a song and a music video every 2 weeks. That was the deadline. The deadline for the Instagram followers was at the end of the year. Now, what happens is when you give yourself a deadline, usually you'll hit the goal. But like I hit the 10,000 Instagram followers, I think 6 months into the year. I think I finished the year at 30,000 Instagram followers for 2019, my first year pursuing music as a career. So I just say it to say that the goals had deadlines. And the next year, my goal was a monetary one. It was $4,000 a month from streaming revenue by the end of the year. So what that does is knowing that I need to make $4,000 a month by the end of the year, I needed to know how many streams do I need to get. I needed to get 1 million streams a month, give or take. 1 million streams a month to do $4,000 a month, by the end of the year. So having the deadline put into motion, what do I need to do to figure out how to grow my streaming? What is the most efficient way to get to $4,000 a month or 1 million streams a month? It's equivalent to the same thing. What do I need to do to make those things happen so that I meet my deadline for my goal? It just shifts your brain into thinking how to solve the problem. The problem is I need to do 1 million streams a month by the end of the year. How do I solve that problem? I need to get more people listening. I need to release more music. I need to make more content. I need to blah, blah, blah. It just sets everything in motion, because the power of the plan isn't that you're going to get where you want to be. The power of the plan is that it's going to get you started, right? You can have this plan for your career, but it's never like this, You're never just going straight to it. It's like up, down, left, right. You might end up there somewhere. But the power of the plan, setting the plan, is that it's going to get you started. So you're going to take action. Now, another important thing about goals, I think every year you should have a goal that is a little bit out of reach, a little bit lofty, a little too much, a little too far away, might not be possible. Because what it does is it has you work towards it and it stretches your limit a little bit. You might not meet the goal, but you will be farther along than you would have been without that goal. If you set a goal that's too easy to achieve, those are what your mini goals should be. Your short-term goals should be things that are a little bit easier to achieve. Your long-term goal for the year, I think, should be a little bit lofty, a little bit too much, because it'll stretch you and it'll push you, and you'll end up farther along than you would have been without setting the goal as somewhat unachievable, if that makes sense. And now I want to touch on the other side of this coin, which is I want you to make sure that you know what your life goal is. Because knowing your life goal ultimately directs your day-to-day goals. I think I was able to set my goals so clearly because I knew my life goal. My life goal is to be at home more with my family, to have a flexible life, doing something that I enjoy for a living. Life goal. And that life goal was able to set me up in knowing what my short-term goals needed to be. It set that stage really clearly. And I was able to not spend time doing things that were not in alignment with my life goal. I didn't waste a lot of time. I was very specific with my movements and my decisions because I knew my life goal. I think you should spend time focusing on what is my life goal, because that'll direct your day-to-day goals. I think that's important. Sorry to step away for a second, but if you do want more tips and tricks and advice and things that I learned growing my career as an independent music artist, I did write a book, and I'll put the link in the description for you if you'd like that. Let's get back to the video. And then I also want to emphasize and talk about that you meeting these goals that you're setting will not bring you the joy that you seek. What brings you joy, hopefully, should be the process of working towards the goal. Because the goalposts always move. You set a goal, you meet the goalposts move back. And they continue to do that forever. You never get to the goal and feel like, I did it, I'm done, right? Jim Carrey had this quote, and I might not say it exactly right, but he said something along the lines of, I wish everyone in the world had everything that they ever wanted, so they would realize that it's not enough. Jim Carrey is one of the most successful actors of our time, and he is saying, no matter your achievement, no matter your success, it is not enough to bring you the joy that you seek. I wish everyone in the world had everything that they ever wanted, so they would realize that it's not enough. Now, for me personally, my personal real-world experience with this is the last goal I set was in 2022. It was last year. It was the last goal that I set for music. I don't have any goals for my music currently, and I'll let you know why. But the last goal I set was 1 million streams a day on Spotify. I met that goal last year. That was my 2022 goal. And I met that goal last year, I think in October. I was doing 1 million streams every day on Spotify. I still am. But that was my goal. That was the last goal I set. Because like I said, I came to this realization that the goalposts always move. You think, oh, this one will be the one where it's all that I needed. And it's not the case. I could continue to set goals, set them farther and farther, and I'm sure I would meet them. I know I would meet them. I've proven it over and over again to myself that I can set a goal and achieve it. But why? I came to the point of why. Why am I continuing to do this and just, I know I can do it. I've proven to myself that so I came to this place where I'm detached from the result. I felt like I beat the game, and not the game, not the music game, but the game I was playing inside my own head. whoever I was trying to prove wrong, whoever I was trying to prove that I was good enough, whatever that was driving my desire to be successful. And I always felt like I had two sides to me. One side, and both of these are equally, important to me in my mind. I don't know. One of them is I'm totally content with not much. I'm a very simple guy. I'm very content. I could have a shack on the beach and rent boogie boards and still provide value to the world in a way, through a smile, through whatever. And then there's the other side of me that knows what I'm capable of. And I feel like if I don't at least try, did I waste my God-given gift? Did I waste my talent if I don't do what I know I'm capable of? But I came to this place where I'm detached from the result, and like I said, I feel like I beat the game. And not the music game, like I said, whatever game I was playing in my head. It felt like, like in Mario, where you go through it, you beat Bowser, you save the princess, and then you can just kind of free play. It felt like I was just playing the same levels over and over again, trying to collect more coins. I had already done what I set out to do. So I really just took a step back and said, I'm going to continue to do what I love. I'm not going to set goals. If more comes as a result of doing something that I enjoy, then that is a blessing. But I don't desire more from it. That's where I came at personally. I don't desire more from this music thing, but if more comes as a result of doing something that I enjoy, I will receive it with open arms and be grateful for it. But I don't desire more. I don't know why, but that's where I came at, that's where I came to personally. But I do feel that goals are important for growth, and I do feel like there's a season for grinding, and I do feel like growth is important, especially if you're trying to make a living making music and have that be your career. You need to do some of the things. Maybe one day I'll set a new goal for music, I don't know, but that's just where I'm at personally. I do feel there's takeaways in this video, because I do know that a lot of people watching these videos are interested in growth. That doesn't mean that I'm not, motivated, driven, passionate. I just don't need more from it. So that's what detaches me from the result. So when I work on something, I don't have an expectation for how it will perform. I don't have an expectation for people to like it. I'm just doing. I'm just doing. And that feels good for me, just doing. So that's where I'm at. Hope you had some takeaways from this video. Much love. Talk soon.